You're in a fight with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas?
We had what is relatively a normal kind of exchange. He made his Democratic talking points. I dismantled them. This is not an uncommon thing that happens on CNN.
Who was
casting the votes?
Scott, who's wanting to cut SNAP benefits?
Nobody.
And who was playing up SNAP benefits after two courts ruled that it was unallowed?
Republicans voted to fund SNAP 15 times. Democrats voted to defund it 15 times. And we had to get 8 to join us.
We're on Abby Phillip's show having a normal debate, which is your job, and you schooled this Nepo baby. I say this as the queen of Nepo babies, who really, I think, should not have necessarily been booked on the show with you, because it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, quite frankly. So I watched this, Scott, with my husband this morning, and I was like, oh, this makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I have been put on TV way too early as a Nepo baby. People like putting famous kids on TV. And of all people, Paul Begala actually schooled the living of me on the one and only time I went on Bill Maher. I have been Dylan Douglas. But what didn't happen is my parents didn't have a meltdown. My dad was like, buck up and move on. But there are reports all over many different kind of gossip blogs, including the Daily Mail, that Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones are furious at you and CNN, and they want to blacklist CNN.
Oh,
what do you make of all this?
Well, I was surprised. I'm more than willing to apologize personally to Catherine Zeta-Jones over a nice seafood dinner if she wants to do it. Well, first of all, I actually have to say Dylan was actually really nice off the air. He was very nice. I think he was honored to be there. We had what is relatively a normal kind of exchange. He made his Democratic talking points. I dismantled them. This is not an uncommon thing that happens on CNN. I was as surprised as you are to see that his parents were upset about it. But you know, I think what happens generally with some of these folks is they exist in a very tight little bubble. They never really talk to Republicans or conservatives. They don't really get outside of their, bubble where everyone's telling them how smart and good looking they are. And then they wind up on television with someone of a different persuasion. And it is surprising to them.